Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Geneva in General, where we discuss an array of topics in general. Now, you will be forewarned, okay? This video is not for the children, so if you are under the age of 18, please exit out of this video right now. Now, I'm out here sipping wine after, I'm supposed to be studying. I just got done taking a break from studying. I finished up class, and this has been actually on my mind for weeks now, ever since I came across a tweet on Twitter. Because if you don't know anything about me, besides my love of basketball and sports, specifically women's basketball, I love music. I always say this, and I'm going to keep reiterating it. Music is my first love, okay? Before anything and everything else, music is my first love. And it just got me to thinking about how we used to be a proper country. We used to be a proper nation. We used to be a proper people. What I mean to say is Black people, specifically African Americans, we used to be so romantic as a people, right? And nowadays, R&B music is just so bland. It's so boring, so, anxiety filled, and just so vulgar. We have destroyed romance. Again, Black people are no longer romantic, and it's literally killed R&B music. R&B music is no longer romantic at all. Modern day R&B music is just hot garbage. I actually Googled this. Okay, I put it into the Google, because Google, is Google. I Googled, when did R&B become vulgar? This is what AI said. It says, R&B music has always had themes of romance and sensuality, okay? Not sexuality. Okay, it was like undertones, but mainly sensuality, okay? It's a big difference. But some say that today's R&B music is more explicit than ever. So it says, point one, innuendos versus bluntness. Okay, it used to be a time when R&B music, it had innuendos in it, right? It would insinuate sexual acts, okay? And nowadays, it's just so blunt. Everything is just like so out in the open. It's just so like abrasive, aggressive in your face. And it's destroyed our music. Number two, it says competition with hip hop. Yes, okay. In the late 2000s, I believe, hip hop became the number one genre of music. I believe not only just in America, but I believe worldwide, which is crazy. I love hip hop, guys. I love hip hop music and rap music, okay? I'm all for it. But again, the fact that, this is another thing. It's like, that's why I'm a history buff with music. In the 90s, when R&B singers would make collaborations with like rappers, specifically gangster rappers, like look at No Diggity, they had freaking Dr. Dre on that song. Like, why? I believe this was like the beginning of the end. Okay, R&B music trying to compete with freaking rap music, which is, let's be real. Okay, R&B music is world renowned for being kind of misogynistic against women, disrespectful, very degrading towards women, and it's like R&B music decided to pick that up, and it's just been the kiss of death. And the third one, it says social media and streaming services. Again, like, people want to do what's popular, what's going to make them a quick buck. And R&B music that's like, seen as being too romantic or sensual is looked upon as nowadays as being corny. Again, some people argue like, the content hasn't changed that much. Prince did Nikki Darling. Again, when I first heard that song, I was surprised, as a kid that, like, they was getting down like that back in the days. I'm like, this is Prince. He's like very sensual and soft. He's like 5'2", light skin with like a Jerry curl perm. And I'm like, when I heard Nikki Darling, I'm like, oh, he one of them. In R&B music, okay, lately, guys, I'm just so over the low vibrational points of music. So I've been, researching, not just like lately, but like literally all my life, I've just been listening to music from like the R&B music from, say, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s music. But lately, I've been even going deeper back into like the 50s, right? It's just better. But I just want to have like, a couple examples. So in the 70s, of course, you had Al Green, Let's Stay Together. The man is literally singing, Let's Stay Together. Woman, okay, this is the 70s. And it's a sexual song. Al Green, Let's Stay Together, is so sensual, okay? It used to be a time when Black people being in a relationship, being in a monogamous relationship, it was seen as sexy. That was the sexiest thing you could do, okay? I was born in 95, okay? I didn't experience the 90s as like a young adult, but I can remember like just looking at the culture back then, the music videos, the music, just listening to the music again. Being in a relationship, having just one man, one woman was the most sexiest thing you could do. Nowadays, everybody got sneaky links. This trips me out. Everybody nowadays don't even call a man or woman, or even their boyfriend or girlfriend or their partner. People are calling them they fine shit. Oh, that's just my little shit. That's my hoe. That's my nigga. That's my bitch. Like, listen to me. I would never call my man. Oh, it's like, imagine you go to introduce your boyfriend to your people. Like, you're supposed to be serious about, you actually feel some type of way about this man. Oh, who that is you with, Geneva? Oh, that's just my nigga. Or like, imagine a man bring you home that he actually claims he cares about you. He bring you around his mom, his parents, his siblings, right, for Thanksgiving dinner. You're like, oh, who is this? This is my bitch. Like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Like, black people nowadays, our romance is completely gone, and it literally it shows in our music. And it gives me like that argument: is it the chicken or the egg? You know, the chicken come before the egg, or did the egg come before the chicken? It's like society. Did society kill R&B music, or did R&B music? It's like what affected what? Again, the '80s love ballad. Okay, in the 1980s, I believe it came out in 1982 by the band LTD. Love ballad. That's one of my favorite R&B songs of all time. At the end of the song, in the song Love Ballad, he said, "What a difference a true love has made in my life." He didn't say what a difference your body made, your oral skills, how big your behind is, your P word. That's another thing. They said like adding when R&B singers, specifically like R. Kelly, when they started saying pussy in songs and music, it destroyed R&B music. Like, dog, it was never supposed to be vulgar. You're not supposed to be cursing and like calling women bitches and hoes, using words like dick and pussy. I'm sorry. In the end of the song Love Ballad, he said it like 10 times. He reiterated the song. He says, and what we have is much more than they can see. He said that, he's saying that like 10 times in a row. What we have is much more than they can see. That is sexy. Again, like, it's just that the back in those days, like, black people, we literally were committed to one another. We were committed to romance. It was okay to be just with one man, one woman. It was okay to get married. It was okay to just have sex with one person. And it was sensual. Again, like, enter modern day R&B music. Back in 2014, yes, it was 10 years ago. But the song with Janae Aiko, Chris Brown, and Mario, "Supposed to Be," when Janae Aiko said, "Eat the booty like groceries," again, this just shows you how vulgar it has gotten. Again, I know I just skipped like a whole generation. Again, R. Kelly, I ain't gonna lie, I love R. Kelly, okay? I don't want no arguments and beef in my comments. Again, guys, I'm a huge music lover. I'm sorry, but like Honey Love, put on some Honey Love. Like, that was a good song, okay? Amongst his entire catalog. But you know, his song "You Remind Me of My Jeep" is kind of silly, but it's like he was starting to, like, again, like, he started singing pussy in his songs, and again, like, you can see like it just became degrading in a way. Like, again, like, I'm not trying to kink shame nobody. Y'all say what y'all want to say in bed. Again, like, I understand, like, some women, some men, of course, they like that aggressiveness, that tone, like, you know, when they say certain words. Okay, like, obviously when you're in bed, you're not going to say like vagina, penis, like, that's not a turn on. But I'm saying when it comes strictly to R&B music, okay, what happened to, again, like, that being insinuating something versus bluntness, okay? Look at the Isley Brothers, okay? His song "Between the Sheets." Oh, I love. He said, I like the way you receive me. Again, obviously, when I'm listening to the song as a kid, I'm a kid. I don't know what the hell this man is talking about. Now, as an adult, how brilliant is that? Like, he was like, you know what? How can I tell this woman I like the way, you know, I didn't say I like the way you take this D, how you throw it back. I just said, all he said was, I like the way you receive me. He didn't degrade her. He didn't degrade sex. He didn't degrade sexuality. He didn't degrade himself. Okay. He didn't use words such as dick, pussy, like all this, like these crazy, not crazy, but like this explicit bluntness and excessive cursing in R&B music, in modern day R&B music, has literally destroyed R&B music for black people. It's like nowadays we got SZA. Like, is she even really an R&B artist? She talking about cheating. She crying every other day. Her man cheating on her. Like, bro, okay, look at freaking. Oh my God, we had back in the day Boys to Men, Tevin Campbell. Okay, Can We Talk? So that may be the greatest love songs, the greatest R&B love song of all time. Can we talk? He wasn't talking about, like, you know, let me bend you over, I'm about to give it to you. So he just said, can we talk? Okay, and he was, back in the day, men would get on their knees, begging and pleading if they messed up in the rain, fighting, okay, grabbing at the air. Okay, you had Boys to Men, you had Tevin Campbell, we had Jodeci. He said, get on my knees. He said he would get on his knees. He said, I would do anything. He would do anything. In Jodeci's song, My Heart Belongs to You, listen to how he serenades a woman. Again, it's not one curse word in it. Okay, it was a lot of begging. And again, that's another thing. Like, men nowadays, if you just like a woman, it's seen as simping. Guys, I swear to God, I'm in the wrong generation, okay? I was not supposed to be a 90s baby. I was supposed to be born in, let's say, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, but not the 90s. I cannot with black people nowadays. Like, just look around, okay, guys? I got a homework assignment for you. This is a social experiment. When was the last time you seen black couples just hold hands? Just holding hands. Listen to Stevie Wonder's his song. What's the name of the song? "Ribbon in the Sky." He said, if I can, he said, will you allow me to touch your hand? It used to be a time when men would get excited just to touch a woman's hand, not like blowing her back out, not trying to like rip her clothes off. He said, if allowed, may I touch your hand? Again, it used to be an appreciation of sex, an appreciation of sensuality, an appreciation of women, of men, trust, and monogamous relationships in R&B music. Okay, again, I don't know if it's because that was, again, obviously it was the culture back then overall. But look at our culture now. Again, it's just sneaky links. Don't nobody want to be committed. Again, back in those days, it was sexy to be in a committed relationship, guys. Again, maybe it's because it's me. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm getting older again. Maybe I have an old soul again. I was not supposed to be born in the 90s. There's just no way. Nowadays, again, you don't see black people holding hands. Again, like you see black men and black women, like specifically younger ones below the age of 40, 35, I say. They're together. You can tell they're together, but they refuse to touch each other's hand. Okay, it's like nowadays, like a lot of black men and men in general, to be for real, everything is simpish. If you love a woman, you a simp. You respect a woman, you a simp. You want to just be with just this one bitch, you a simp. Okay. Nowadays, it's like it's women that's complaining that like they man won't touch them. Okay, unless it's like in an aggressive nature, like sexually. I'm dead serious. Like if you ask, you're like, hey, I want to just cuddle with you. He'll be like, I'm not doing that. Babe, hold my hand. Like he'll like, bitch, are you crazy? I'm not doing that. And it's like, bro, it's so sad. Like how again, black men used to be the kings of romance and sensuality. Same with black women. Even black women, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta put us under the bus. Black women R&B singers, the so-called R&B singers, they all jaded, they bitter, and they are vulgar too. Like listen to Summer Walker. All they talk about is just sucking dick, okay? And like the men, they just be so. It's like again, like maybe I'm just older, okay? And older again, I understand like when you're in bed, I'm not trying to kink shame nobody. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Whatever gets you off, whatever rocks your boat, let it rock your boat. But again, it's like when it comes to the R&B music, what happened to be just insinuating things? You ain't got to be so blunt with it. You got freaking like Chris Brown. I love Chris Brown down, but again, like he's talking about back shots, eating pussy from the back. It's like, dude, it comes to a point where it's just like maybe I'm an old soul. I'm just getting more mature. It's like it doesn't excite me no more. I don't want to hear like that in my music. You know what I'm saying? Like now you in bed. Like in the music, it's like, why do we have to like take it that far? Again, the Isley brothers in Between the Sheets, he said, I like the way you receive me. Okay, he didn't say, I like the way you take this, you can take a good pounding. Oh, I took you to Pound Town. Why do we have to explicitly say sexual things? Why do we have to cuss each other out? Why are we calling, oh, that's my bitch, that's my nigga? What happened to me? Whatever happened to that's my man, that's my woman. Whatever happened to like just holding hands? Okay, I remember when Tupac had wrote Jada Pinkett Smith, I believe, a letter while he was in jail, he was locked up. Okay, this was back in the 90s. He said, just looking into your eyes make me climax. That is just so sexually and sensual to me. Okay, again, he didn't say anything about her body. He didn't say anything about oral skills or what he was going to do to her like sexually aggressively. He said, just looking in your eyes, he said, is enough to make me climax. Again, black people are no longer romantic. It shows in our music. I'm disgusted, and my generation is cooked. Black people are crazy, bro. Like imagine you having a romantic quiet evening with you and your partner, your lover, and like you try to throw on some tunes, some R&B music, and they talking about eating pussy from the back and back shots and let me nut on you. It's like, is this who we are?